Well, hello, all my model car building buddies. This here is Glenn's Models. I'm Glenn, and when I got up this morning, I went out in the yard and I noticed that there was a bustle in my hedgerow, but I wasn't alarmed. I knew it was just a spring clean for the May Queen, so, that was cool. Let me see. Oh, I'm pointing out my buddies. Spotlight Hobbies, right up here. See him? And .com. Godzilla ate the .com again. He says it tastes just like Tokyo. He said everything tastes like Tokyo, even chicken. That's him. And a little correction on this guy. Last time he was on here, I told you he had a small block Chevy, and then I said he had a small block Chevy in there. It's a 312Y block Ford motor. I don't know. I had medicine. I ain't took it yet today. I think I'll wait until after the video. And yeah, but anyway, that's a correction I had to make, because I don't know why I said it was a Chevy motor. Just a little crazy. Let me see. Okay, I got this guy done. I hope I forget so much stuff all the time. Let me see. Yeah, I got this guy done. I finished up the motor. I went out and I pulled the small block Chevy off my lawnmower. Dropped him in there. And instead of the blower, this is that Mobius 65 Nova gasser kit. Pretty much straight from the kit. I've changed a lot of parts, but it's the motor that come with it, different headers, and I changed out the intake, 4-barrel intake with a Holly, and that little stack on there. I need to get a stack from Spotlight to go on there. It looks better than this one. Looks fake. Anyway, yeah, got the motor in it, got the exhaust on it, interior. Yes, it has some interior. Got. I don't know why, but I went ahead and detailed out the radio and the heater controls, knowing that they're not in there. There's a shifter and the steering wheel, and it's just the kit. It's just the parts from the kit. Nothing special. The door handles. To get in, you just stick your finger in that hole, and there's a little lever in there. You push, pops the door right open. I've had real cars like that. And actually, I tried getting the door handles off the tree, and I broke the first one. I said, okay, got to be more careful. The second one, broke it. So I said, I'll go with the poke your finger in the hole story instead. I got a tip on how I install those drag chute on the back where it won't fall off. It's on there. It's on there pretty good. But I don't know if I'll get to it or not. I'm going to try to. Okay. That's this guy. I'll move him over. Let me see. This is a project I'm working on. Yeah, I got to be careful. This is the second time I've been through this, and I'm having deja vu. Like I've already done it once, because I did. First time it didn't come out right. I like to do the best show I can for you guys. This is a 62 Buick, I think Electra, something like that. And I'm making an El Camino sort of deal out of it. I cut out the trunk. I showed this once before. I cut out and I moved the back window up. I had to add these strips of plastic here to give it like bed rails. Come out really good, though. I mean, look at the streak on this thing. Down the side. Zoom. Right down the side. That's stylish right there. And then this came with, let me see, I got it right here. Ford F-100 camper pickup. I don't know, it's a 60 or a 62. It's that when it come with the camper as a unibody. This leftover part from that. And it just so happens to fit like a glove right down in here. Lines up pretty good. I just have to make a frame up in here and put some window in it and build some inner sides. And I mentioned before when I had this out that I was waiting to get some 1/8" half round Plastruct or evergreen to make tuck and roll inside the bed here. You know, kind of a little custom on it. And a good friend heard me say that, and he went ahead and got some and sent it to me. Bless his heart. And yeah, it was awful nice of him. So now I'm committed to finishing this thing. And I'm going to put the tuck and roll through here and probably some in the interior. You know, slightly custom on the bed and interior, but stock on the outside. Mostly, I guess. We'll see. I want it to look like it came from the factory as an El Camino, not like it was customized into an El Camino. Anyway, that's that deal. This is one I've started on. It's one of these funny cars. Nova Twister funny car dealie back there. Yeah. And I got going on it a bit. Let me slide this up. Man, I ain't lying. I had more trouble with this paint than anything. Somehow, I guess the people at wherever these things are made has come up with some sort of rampant, mutant mold release that they put on these things, because I can barely hold it. It was so slippery. I put it in warm water and with soap and let it soak for about an hour, and I kept swishing it around a lot. And then I scrubbed it with a clean sponge, a brand new one, ain't never been used, to get all of the mold release off of it. And there's still one fisheye right there, and there's one right under this bar that separates the A and AX. Big one right there that would not go away. I put 3 coats on this thing. Some sort of mold release. I don't know. I was just about to pull out a laser, you know, and try to laser it off. But there it is. Oh, chassis is just, I just started building it. I got the front end put on it and rear end, but nothing extra. I mostly wanted to get the body on and the decals to see how it was going to look when it was done, and I think it's going to be all right. I got to build the tranny for it. These funny cars, they took the motor out of a top fuel dragster, a full-blown nitro-burning dragster, alcohol or blower, and dropped them straight down in these guys. You know, still had the rear end and the front suspension and everything, but it had that big old motor. They evolved quickly, you know. They went to the straight axle and rear end and ladder bars. But the first few had that big old blown motor. No tranny. It just had an adapter between the tranny and the drive shaft. So I'm going to try to do that with this one. Yeah. And I don't know if did I say already I got this back together? I'm having such deja vu. This might be another scrap it show. I put the moon tank and air dam back on the front there. And there's my little Falcone. Oh, I call it Falcone because at the end of the drag strip, when you let off the gas, the headers rack off, and then they go, forget about it. You know? So it's a little Falcone. Okay. If I showed that at the beginning of this and then I showed it again, just count it off as senility. Excuse me. I hate it when I get these stupid coughing attacks. Remember this? From paper to plastic. Here it comes. Watch out. All right. So far, so good. I got it it's just taped together. I got some two-faced tape under here holding the tires on. It's just mocked up. I've been mocking it all day. And, yeah, but it's like this. There it will be by the time I get done. Let me run her around. Both of the side pods are perfect. I had to build them twice. See how the front fenders drop off? Kind of slope down at the front like a Lamborghini. I don't know how to say it. Countach. Anyway, the first ones I built were straight across here, just like the back ones, and it looked good. But I got to thinking they needed to drop down, so I had to scrap them and make new ones. And these drop down in the front, and it does. Very reminiscent of Countach, whatever, fenders. And I still got to build this thing over the driver and the passenger. And this is just a mock-up and a quick blank. It's just like I call it a blank, because I got to do so much to it to give it personality, wake it up, because right now it's just blocky, But it's going to be cool. That's the wheels I'm going to use, though, on the back and on the front. I think they're perfect. I don't want it to look like an Indy racer or a Can-Am racer or anything like that. I don't want it to look like anything. But I do want these pods on the side to float. I don't want them to look like they're attached so much. There'll be something in there attaching them, but I want them to look like they're just kind of sidecar separate. Otherwise, I'd just glue them up against the side there, and that wouldn't be cool. I'm trying to get as much style in it as I can. You'll see it looking a lot better next time. Oh yeah, this is the motor. Let me move this up. I haven't quite decided on the motor placement. It'll either be right here in your ear or back here. Be more logical back here so the driver and the passenger could communicate, maybe. But it looks better right there. And it's in your face. Oh, by the way, I call this one the nagging wife because she's over here. You're over here. You got this in the middle. You can't hear her. That's just a comedy name for it for right now. I'll come up with a really cool name for it later after I see what it evolves into. And it's got to evolve because, it can't stay like this, but it's going to be all right. Okay, now what? Oh, another project that I'm fixing to start. Right here. It's a Frank Iaconio Chevy Camaro Pro Stock. I had this before. Let me get this jigger over here out of the way. I had this before, built, and I don't have it anymore. So I'm going to build it again. And let me just set these over here. What I did was I took this frame. I am so professional. Can you tell? I took this frame, and chassis, front end, rear end, all his parts, motor and everything, and had to reshape the interior roll bar so that I could put it under this. This is, what is it, like a 37 something Auburn boat tail speedster. There's my parts. I got all the parts. This is a glue bomb. It was stuck to somebody. I got it somewhere, and it was already glued together, but I could fix it. I had to channel the body down, or drop the body, about like that. The one I built before, the top of the fenders, I remember, was even with the top of the hood. That I can remember. And the grill sloped forward more than standing up. It sloped forward. And the back fenders, I had to cut them right on the peak, all the way down, pull this out, and add a 1/2 inch wide strip of plastic sheet right through there to hold them big old slicks. 'Cause I managed to get the slicks up in there. Tarp over this side, or I don't know what it was, but the driver sitting over here, and it had the scoop off of the Camino on it, and headers coming out the side. Oh, it was gorgeous, man. I loved that thing, and it got destroyed, but I'm going to bring her back because another friend, actually the same one, heard my plight and sent me the decals for it. I mentioned this before. The Pennzoil went down on either side of the body, and all these little decals was on it. It was yellow, and I even had these pinstripes, the red and black pinstripes. I had those running all the way down the side. It was so beautiful. And it was one of the prettiest models I ever built. And I had these decals. I needed these decals, and I was going to buy the whole kit just to get those, but it wasn't available. But the guy says, hey, I got a set you can have. So he was super sweet, sent me those. I mean, not bad having some friends, tell you what. Okay, and lastly, is that everything? Let me just check. Let me check my stuff real quick here. I have to make, the chute. Yeah, I have to make notes or I will forget everything. Hang on a sec, I gotta grab something here. No, not that. This one. No, this one. I had a stack of bodies over there. I needed to get one I could drill into. And this one doesn't have a back panel. Of course it doesn't. Now, let me try this. Yeah, this would work. Like I said, I'm so professional. Okay. This is how I mount drag chutes, and it's a stupid way. Some of you will be shocked. Some will be amazed. Some of you will be repulsed. Some of you will say, that's the dumbest idea I ever heard of you. And some will say, hey, that's pretty cool. I think I'll try that. Okay, you guys are the ones, you guys are the ones I'm listening to or talking to. All right, first off, you got to have a hole in the back of the, well, I guess first off, you got to have one of these. Piece of sprue, about yay big. It doesn't have to be a certain size. As long as you got a drill bit this size, that's what you got to have. All right, to start, you got to have a parachute. And got a lighter and a little bit of glue. Yeah, you got to stick a little glue. And if it'll come out, right there in the middle, little glue in there. And drop the peg. I'm trying to do this quick and in front of a camera while looking in the camera. And then you got to get that almost lit and just jam it right down into the middle. Kind of look what you're doing, make sure you get it straight out and kind of in the middle. It's going to stick just right away. Okay, that's the modification you need there. Now, you look at where it's going, like this, and you can see about where the hole needs to be for that thing. It's going to be right in here. Let me get my little drill. And, okay, yeah, I'm going in like this because there's an emblem there, and I don't want it to steer me out of the way and break my bit. Give me just a second to get that drilled. And one just slightly larger bit. It makes it easier for the big one to go through. And then the big one. This first bit on this is the right size. And I'm going to have to pull it over here where I can get a brace on it. Hang on just a second. It'll only take me a second. I'm working on it. Don't go away. You might want to go get a sandwich. Okay, you back from your sandwich? I got the hole drilled. I got to make sure it fits. Okay, and then you stick it in the hole. You could turn it until you find the way it looks best on there. Right now it's pointing down a little bit, so I'm going to go back in here and then just angle that hole up a little bit. Crude, isn't it? I mean, isn't this just about the crudest thing you ever saw? Okay, there it is, up in the right place. Go on inside, put you a touch of super glue right there, and make sure you hold it straight until you're done. And then go in there with your sprue cutters and cut off the extra, and there you got it. That is how. Has this one got one? No, this one does. That is how this one is attached. Oh, you can't see up in there. Can you on this? Nope. You can't see up on either one of those, but that's how I get it in there. And I ain't never had one come off after doing this. You know, you might want to put a plate on the back to dress it up a little bit. I don't know. But that's how I do it. And since I did that so quick, it's not perfect. You can't do something perfect on the spur of the moment like this. Or whatever this moment is. It might be spurred. I'm not sure. Okay, I got that, and I got that, and I got that, and that, and that. And, okay, I got a short story, and then I am out of here. Oh, not yet, though. I'm going to set this up here for looking at while I tell the story. One of my commenters said it was really cool, and he would like to see it a little more closer, a little better. So I thought I'd bring it out and let it run around while I tell about what my dad did, my crazy dad did one time. This one house we lived in, we moved all the time. We'd move every year or every 2 years, sometimes even 3 years, but sometimes every 6 months. But anyway, one of the houses we lived in, at the end of the street had this creek, or channel, whatever you want to call it, and wasn't deep, but it had water in it just sitting in algae, and somebody had thrown these big giant blocks of foam down in there, and they were sticking up out of the water about 6 inches, and you couldn't sink them. We'd pile kids on them, and they wouldn't sink, but they'd flip over if you wasn't careful. So we was real careful with them, not to go in the water, because I can't swim, and I'm scared of water, but I love to play around it. And I got on it and was paddling around. My dad seen me. He says, "Hey, bring that over here. Let me try it." So I paddled up to the edge of the creek and got off. And he slipped on. And I told him, I said, "You got to stay in the middle. Balance pretty good." And he said, yeah, just give me a shove. I pushed him out, and he forgot the board. We had an old board there we paddled with. And I said, "Hang on, Pop. I'm going to slide the board to you on top of the water. Give it a little push." I said, "Wait till it gets to you. Don't reach for it. Your balance will go off and you'll fall off." He said, "Yeah, don't tell me how to do stuff." Okay. And I put it on the water and pushed it towards him. And it went right up to him, but he reached for it. Yeah. Flipped right off into the water. And he stood back up just right away. It was about 4 foot deep, I think. And, he come up out of it just above his waist. But the thing was, he was smoking one of his little cigars. He had these nasty little black cigars he always smoked. And he had that in his mouth when he went down in the water and went underwater. And he come back up, covered with algae, and that cigar was still smoking. It was, man. And he'd take it puffing on it. I said, "How in the heck did you keep that thing lit?" And he said, "These are good cigars, man." I told him not to reach for the thing, and he did it anyway. Oh, well. At least we found out how deep the water was. Okay, well, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Y'all, if you don't mind, give me a like and a subscribe. Let me know, and give me a comment. Let me know how you think I'm doing. If I should do anything different, let me know if I should do anything different. Or any suggestions, comments, let me know stuff. And yeah, see how the chrome is disappearing on this? I don't know. I'm thinking evil spirits myself. I'm thinking that's what it is. But yeah, a like and a subscribe if you don't mind subscribing, and then hit that black bell because that's the one that's gonna make sure you get all the latest uploads from me. And let me see, like, comment, subscribe. Oh yeah, hit the like button and share this with your buddies. What's the matter? Well, why won't you share this with your buddies? Something wrong? You need medicine or something? I'm telling you, man. All right. Anyway, I hope I covered all the bases, and I hope this was kind of entertaining. And I will see y'all later. Bye.